here, you heard me? We got another Simpsons prediction. This time it's 2026, so feel me? Even though the other one you heard me, but this one 2026, so let's see what they talking about. Hopefully they got some stuff in here about Trump. The stuff about Trump be killing me, bro. Like the shit be funny. Let's see what it is.
Welcome to our channel, and today we're counting down the top 10 times The Simpsons.
I hope I don't get in trouble for I feel like I be stealing people videos a little bit, but other people be doing reaction videos, so and feel me, the last couple I uploaded, YouTube let me rock, but this one is showing somebody's channel. Hopefully it let me rock. Let's see.
Might beat the calendar yet again. Events that could leap from Springfield satire to breaking news by 2026. You've already seen Trump's escalator ride and smartwatches come straight off their storyboard. Now it's time to ask, what's next? Stick around to hear how climate whiplash, deepfake elections, and robot coworkers could make Homer's hijinks look like headline previews. Smash that like button if any prediction gives you deja vu, and drop your own theories in the comments, because when life imitates cartoons, every frame is worth a closer look. In the episode Homer the Heretic, Season 4, Episode 3, Homer decides to skip church on a frigid January morning, savoring waffles while Springfield freezes under the harshest cold snap in years. The comedic payoff lands when the day flips from bone-numbing blizzard to furnace-like.
That's crazy. That's crazy because we just had some wild snow this year. Like, we had a blizzard too. That's crazy.
Disaster. An overturned space heater ignites the Simpson home, and a passing snowstorm melts into a torrent.
Got space heaters running in here right now.
The 5-minute weather whiplash felt absurd in 1992, yet modern climate data shows it mirrors a real phenomenon scientists now tag as compound extremes. Over the past 2 winters, we've logged footage of Greek beaches dusted in snow, only to watch Canadian
got space heaters running right now.
Meteorologists blame warped jet streams, polar vortex spillouts, and drought-primed forests, all amplified by greenhouse gas buildup. Reports from the IPCC project a 40% rise in back-to-back heat and freeze events before 2030, meaning a single January weekend in 2026 could realistically chain record snowfall, flash flooding, and ignition-ready dryness across multiple continents. Should such a mashup strike densely...
We had the snow, now we got the flash floodings everywhere.
Or Mumbai to Delhi, the social script might echo...
It's actually a big storm going on right now, today. Feel me, March 16, 2026 is actually a big storm going on today.
Springfields, overwhelmed firefighters, rolling blackouts, and neighbors of every faith banding together with garden hoses when official resources falter. And if the climate can fold in on itself that quickly, imagine how fragile our tech infrastructure. The value nets and algorithms that keep the lights on might prove when pushed past its limit, and perhaps redefine what we consider normal seasonal behavior. That brings us to prediction number 2. In the episode Treehouse of Horror 6, Season 7, Episode 6, Homer slips behind the living room bookcase and steps into a wireframe 3-dimensional space. The grid hums with neat geometry until he pokes a floating cone. Numbers cascade, polygons ripple, and the digital stage collapses, swallowing Homer and spitting him onto a garbage-strewn city sidewalk. Back in 1995, it read as absurdist fun. Meddle with unknown tech and risk getting zapped. Fast forward to today, when daily life rides on a mesh of satellites, cloud clusters, and tightly wound supply chains. One severe solar storm, like the Carrington-class blast that barely missed Earth in 2012, could fry GPS clocks and transmission transformers within minutes. Meanwhile, security labs keep uncovering zero-day flaws that let hackers hop from a smart thermostat to a hospital server in 3 clicks. In 2024, a single compromised software library forced airlines, grocery chains, and banks to reboot during the same weekend, a preview of cascading failure. Now picture multiple weak spots lining up. A ransomware worm spreads just as a geomagnetic pulse knocks regional grids offline. Routers crash, ATMs freeze, traffic lights blink uselessly, and engineers scramble to pin down which domino fell first. Springfield's vortex lasted seconds. A real-world outage could stretch for days, draining batteries, stalling logistics, and testing public patience. And if that sounds unsettling, wait until prediction number 3 shows how the very cameras keeping us safe can turn into the next threat. In the episode Homer Badman, Season 6, Episode 9, Homer snatches a rare gummy Venus from a woman's pantsuit, a split-second act that a tabloid TV show edits into scandal. Within hours, mobile news vans circle the house, telescopic lenses poke through windows, and a live countdown follows every bathroom break. It's a loud cartoon warning. Once an unflattering clip goes public, the target loses all control over the narrative. Fast forward to 2025, and the tools are far sharper. Citywide CCTV networks can stitch footage into a real-time map of a person's route. Retailers track shoppers with Bluetooth beacons that record how long you linger at a shelf. Add large language models that generate headlines in seconds and deep learning face match that tags you in a crowd. And Springfield's rock bottom
God's
looks
eye.
quaint. One misinterpreted doorway hub
That Fast and
could
the
trigger
Furious
a
movie.
viral outrage storm before you even unlock your phone. Lawmakers race to write guardrails, yet ad networks still auction location pings and metadata to the highest bidder. Now toss generative video into the mix. An adversary doesn't need a genuine clip, only a few photos and a voice sample. Spin up a manufactured confession, blast it through anonymous meme accounts, and your reputation slides before fact-checkers wake up. Insurance firms, lenders, and employers quietly scrape the web, so an algorithmic black mark can morph into higher premiums or a lost job offer. But personal privacy isn't the only fragile layer of modern life.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got
This one
to try
popped up
Otter.
before
Here's
in
how
the
it works.
video, so I'm alright with that one.
The next prediction shows how the very backbone that carries these images and feeds could crumble in a single, cascading tech meltdown. In the episode Marge in Chains, Season 4, Episode 21, a shipment of juicers from Osaka arrives in Springfield with an unwanted hitchhiker, the fictitious Osaka flu. Within days, half the town coughs, panics, and empties pharmacy shelves, while Quimby's officials fumble basic containment. What played as slapstick in 1993 now reads like an animated case study in how global trade can transport microbes faster than health agencies can react. Real-world watch lists bear an uncanny resemblance. Cargo manifests still include live animals and frozen foods from biodiversity hotspots, and airport thermal scanners miss pre-symptomatic carriers up to 60% of the time. Researchers tracking H5N1 lineages warn of mammal-to-mammal jumps, while thawing permafrost releases pathogens unseen since the last ice age. The World Health Organization pegs the probability of an airborne zoonotic outbreak at roughly 1 in 4 within 5 years, squarely inside our 2026 window. If history repeats itself, counterfeit cures will flood social feeds, supply chains will seize up over essential goods, and overstretched hospitals will convert parking garages into triage tents, just as Springfield Elementary became an infirmary. Add in today's instant misinformation loops and the social chaos could reach far beyond toilet paper scuffles. Expect algorithms to amplify unverified home remedies, politicians to trade blame across borders, and frontline workers to face burnout at warp speed. Health scares may dominate headlines, but our next prediction turns its gaze skyward, suggesting that life beyond Earth might finally shift from science fiction to scientific announcement. In the episode The Springfield Files, Season 8, Episode 10, Homer stumbles through misty woods and meets a glowing green alien who moans, "I bring you love." Springfield spirals into hysteria, nightly news countdowns, mob flashlights sweeping cornfields, and guest stars Mulder and Scully chasing tips that collapse into farce. Yet beneath the jokes sits a serious question. How would ordinary people respond if solid proof of life beyond Earth surfaced overnight? Daily headlines suggest that moment may arrive sooner than fans expected. The James Webb Space Telescope keeps spotting Earth-sized planets orbiting within temperate zones. Ground-based arrays now resolve methane and carbon dioxide ratios in distant atmospheres, possible fingerprints of biology. Closer to home, NASA's Europa Clipper and Dragonfly missions edge toward launch pads, aiming spectrometers at icy moons where subsurface oceans slosh against mineral-rich rock. Even Mars refuses to close the case. Methane plumes fade and flare without a clear source, teasing microbiologists with every rover Sol update. But discovery is only half the story. Public reaction may echo Springfield's confusion. Social platforms would swarm with pixel-level enhancements and conspiracy chains claiming cover-ups. Markets tied to communication satellites, asteroid mining, or even certain faith-based tourism could swing wildly, all before peer-reviewed papers finish their editorial cycles. Meanwhile, governments would grapple with diplomatic language for organisms that hold no passports, yet force a rewrite of biology textbooks. And as we ponder extraterrestrial microbes, the next prediction lands back on Earth, watching mechanical coworkers line up to take human shifts faster than anyone planned. In the episode Itchy and Scratchy Land, Season 6, Episode 4, the Simpsons visit a park run by mascots. Management boasts nothing can possibly go wrong until a tourist's camera flash scrambles the code. Robotic Itchy's swing axes, Scratchy's fire lasers, and exit gates clang shut. Homer disables one bot with a camera battery, yet the family learns automation can trap everyone when it fails. That warning is drifting from fiction to fact. Warehouse fleets from Seattle to Shenzhen glide along floors stacking pallets. Cafes in Seoul roll drinks to tables on wheeled baristas. Call center hotlines route callers to synthetic voices. Analysts predict automation will reshape nearly 40% of tasks by 2026, nudging clerks, drivers, and cashiers toward redundancy. Strikes over driver-out freight lanes and self-checkout expansion squeeze margins worldwide and dominate headlines. Technical risk shadows the economic one. A rogue firmware patch could mislabel chemotherapy vials, while a miscalibrated vision sensor might steer a delivery robot into traffic. Regulators draft safety rules, yet quarterly product cycles sprint ahead of legislation. The slapstick meltdown at Itchy and Scratchy Land now reads less like farce and more like an early incident report. If the code falters, the ride locks shut and nobody gets out, leaving customers stranded beside humming machines. Workers displaced by algorithms need escape valves. Many will grab immersive headsets, setting the stage for prediction number 7's look at VR dependence for hours, while engineers scramble to regain control. In the episode Bart to the Future, Season 11, Episode 17, a middle-aged Bart exists largely through a bulky headset that pipes in sports, music, and gambling while debt collectors knock on his real-world door. The joke landed in 2000 when virtual reality rigs cost as much as compact cars and showed grainy polygons. 25 years later, the hardware is lighter, sharper, and, critically, priced for middle-class impulse buys. Apple's Vision Pro demo queues stretch around malls, Meta sells headsets in grocery aisles next to phone chargers, and enterprise suites invite office workers into shared 3D workrooms that blur clock-out lines. Clinical studies already flag headset overuse, disrupted sleep patterns, derealization episodes, and dopamine spikes similar to casino rewards. South Korea's government now classifies immersive space overdependence as a medical condition, while insurers in parts of Europe draft guidelines for eye strain claims. If subscription-based metaverse platforms bundle concerts, sports broadcasts, and Niantic-style AR treasure hunts by 2026, sedentary hours could soar past pandemic highs, mirroring Bart's dusty apartment, littered with snack wrappers and
This
overdue
nigga got a newspaper wrapped around his body as a towel. Stop playing.
bills. The economic carrot is huge. Advertisers pay premium rates to float branded mini-games in virtual plazas, and data brokers harvest gaze metrics more precise than web clicks. Yet liability questions loom. What happens when a teenager pulls 16 straight hours in a headset and collapses? Or when a head-mounted notification distracts a warehouse operator guiding a forklift? We've seen how VR might isolate individuals. Prediction number 8 explores how the next technological wave could warp entire elections through deep-fake campaigns and ballot box manipulation.
Get away from having
Get rid of this commercial, man.
Just get there.
You know, I be being lazy. I could
In the
actually
episode-
edit the commercials out, but I'm trying to get my vids made as quick as possible. Like, I just let everything be natural, flow natural with no edits. I could edit them out and cut them out, but there's just more shit to be done.
Sideshow Bob Roberts, Season 6, Episode 5, Springfield's most conniving clown rigs the mayoral race by registering the deceased, bribing talk radio hosts, and rolling out attack ads that smear Mayor Quimby in cartoonish fashion. When the ballots are counted, the town discovers its watchdogs were asleep and its voting rolls a circus. 30 years later, the tools have changed, but the pressure points look worryingly similar. AI voice cloning already fooled thousands of New Hampshire voters in early 2024. A robocall faked President Biden's voice and urged Democrats to stay home, a stunt now facing a proposed $6 million federal fine and state criminal charges. In 2025, researchers tracked more than 40 major deep-fake video drops across national campaigns worldwide, ranging from military hoaxes in Taiwan to smear clips circulated by prominent U.S. politicians on social media. The cost to fabricate a convincing 30-second audio spot has fallen below $50, while bot farms can target swing county voters with micro-tailored disinformation at the click of a dashboard. Election officials warn that outdated ballot scanners, loosely secured voter registration databases, and shrinking local newsrooms leave a gap large enough for digital tricksters to march through. By the 2026 mid-cycle, one well-timed forged concession video could move markets before fact-checkers blink. A synthetically generated hot mic moment might decide a district where the margin is a few hundred votes. Safeguards from watermarking to browser plugins are in the works, but adoption lags. Voters may need to embrace slow verification, cross-checking sources, waiting hours instead of minutes, just when adrenaline runs highest on election night. And if confidence in ballots can crumble so quickly, imagine what happens when whole town budgets chase flash-in-the-pan projects. Our next prediction revisits Springfield's ill-fated monorail and today's speculative spending bubbles. In the episode Marge versus the Monorail, slick salesman Lyle Landley parachutes into a town meeting, dazzles citizens with a jingle, and walks away with Springfield's $3 million settlement fund to build a flashy but unfinished transit line. The track rattles, the conductor panics, and only a last-second anchor saves the town from derailment. Behind the slapstick lies a razor-sharp warning. Communities desperate for prestige often bankroll projects they barely understand. Swap Landley's song for a glossy pitch deck, and the parallels to 2025 are hard to miss. Mid-sized cities float innovation bonds to bankroll Hyperloop spurs, vertical farm towers, and crypto mining campuses that promise jobs but dodge long-term maintenance costs. Venture capital money chases sky-high valuations for delivery drones that lose cash on every order. Meanwhile, municipal debt levels climb as interest rates stay stubbornly high. A single quarter-point bump can add tens of millions to a 15-year bond. History shows bubbles pop when hype outruns feasibility. Silicon Valley saw a 70% drop in special purpose acquisition company, SPAC, activity after regulators pressed for clearer revenue paths. Several smart city pilot zones now sit half-occupied, wrestling with bandwidth bottlenecks and budget overruns. If recession whispers turn into layoffs, tax receipts shrink, and the first domino, perhaps an over-leveraged transit plan, could topple confidence across the board. And when wallets tighten, grocery bills bite even harder. Prediction number 10 explores how climate...
This war that we got going on got groceries going up like crazy. Gas prices going up like crazy.
Shocks and supply chain snarls may turn Lisa's vegetarian plea into a widespread survival strategy. In the episode Lisa the Vegetarian, Lisa's moment of clarity at a petting zoo pushes her to forswear meat, sparking Homer's famous roast pig catapult gag. Underneath the humor is a quieter subplot. Krusty Burger quietly swaps horse for beef when suppliers run dry, hinting that even fast food giants can't count on endless cutlets. Real-world supply chains now creak in similar ways. Drought has slashed grain yields across 3 continents, and fertilizer prices remain volatile after repeated shipping disruptions. The UN Food Price Index notched record highs in 2024 and slipped only marginally in 2025, leaving billions paying more for less protein. Climate-linked crop failures hit staples first: corn, rice, wheat, then ripple outward to feedstocks that raise poultry and cattle. Lab-grown chicken and plant-based patties fill headlines, yet their market share barely scratches 5% of global demand. If another El Niño scorches fields in 2026, governments may pivot from export bans to ration books. Picture supermarket aisles like Springfield's Apu locking freezer doors, or school cafeterias shrinking portion sizes while nutritionists scramble for soy blends. Consumer behavior could shift quickly. Meat-free Mondays become meat-free months, backyard gardens sprout beside apartment windows, and policymakers who once mocked rabbit food throw subsidies at lentils and algae. Lisa's personal stand may prove prophetic rather than precocious. And there you have it, 10 Springfield storylines that feel one headline away from reality. So what do you think will happen first? A deep-fake election bombshell or Bart's VR-obsessed future? Scroll down and let us know which prediction you're betting on and why. Your take could feature in our next update video, checking off any hits that land before 2026. If today's countdown kept you watching, tap that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a checklist, a fact check, or a behind-the-scenes breakdown. A quick like helps more Simpsons fans find this roundup, and sharing the link is the fastest way to spark a good debate in your group chat. Thanks for spending time in Springfield with us. Until next time, keep...
Gotta subscribe and I gotta like, feel me? Feel me? It's only right. You hear me though?